select Sauce Gardner.
Sauce Gardner is a New York Jet!
Swaggy Sauce Gardner.
I love Sauce. I love his tape. I love his press technique. I love his confidence. He has everything you want to see in the position. And I think Robert Saleh and this scheme is perfect. It's a hand-in-glove fit for him, man.
Garrett Wilson.
It's Garrett Wilson! The New York Jets have just got two big-time playmakers!
I believe that Garrett Wilson is going to be the most impactful rookie receiver in this class. And I think we see Zach Wilson play like he did the last 6 games of the year, times 10, and have a phenomenal second season.
Wow, you think? Yeah! Let's Jermaine Johnson!
Brees Hall, running back, Iowa State.
Brees Hall, oh my God, they got him! They went offense. They went with the best running back in the draft. Jeremy Rucker, oh my God! The Long Island native is a New York Jet! J-E-T-S, Jet! Let's go! Breaking news! The New York Jets have got a brand new running back, and his name goes by James Robinson. Okay, I see you, Joe Douglas. The unfortunate, gut-wrenching news of Brees Hall tearing his ACL and being out for the season. In that same day, Joe Douglas is not messing around. The New York Jets are 5-2, and we're at a point of the season where we can go out there and make a push this season. And it is so unfortunate that Brees Hall is done for the year, but I am pumped up that Joe Douglas is now turning into an aggressive GM. Joe Douglas just stole James Robinson from the Jacksonville Jaguars. The New York Jets are sending a 6th-round pick that could become a 5th-round pick. So we'll call it a 5th-round pick for James Robinson, who, by the way, is extremely young and extremely talented and is actually playing good football this year. Now, I think the reason why the Jaguars are giving up on him is because Travis Etienne is becoming their guy over there. And, hey, he's 24 years old, James Robinson. So, here, I'm curious, what's his contract like? I'm pretty sure he has a bunch of years of control left. He's 24 years old. Now, he is dealing with some knee soreness, so that's definitely something to keep an eye on, for sure. Okay, so he actually is a restricted free agent this season. So he is a free agent this season, so it's basically a 1-year rental. That is an excellent job from Joe Douglas. We need a running back next to Michael Carter. And some people are like, oh, what, are the Jets just don't like Michael Carter or something? No, absolutely not. The Jets love Michael Carter, but we saw all season long that the Jets rely on a 2 running back set formation to execute their offense. How many times have we seen Michael Carter and Brees Hall on the field together this year? A lot. And they needed to get a player, and James Robinson is that guy. Big time move from Joe Douglas. This is the type of stuff, man. This is the type of stuff that we need from Joey D. This is depth. This is a different version of Joe Douglas. We have not been able to see how Joe Douglas cooperates with a winning team yet, by the way, at the deadline. He's never been a buyer. Douglas has been a seller because this is the first time we're winning, right? So I'm pumped up about this news. You guys should be pumped up about this news. The Jets just got a 24-year-old running back for, at most, a 5th-round pick. Now, he is coming off a game where he had like 14 snaps with no touches. And according to Doug Peterson, he was dealing with knee soreness. Nothing to be concerned about for the long haul, even if he can't be ready to go by this Sunday. I still got confidence in Carter and Johnson and Bam Knight. But the fact that the Jets go out there and make a move the day of the injury, that speaks volumes for how this Jets team is cooperating right now. It seriously is. So smash that thumbs up button, guys. The Jets just made a big-time move. Breaking news. 218 people watching with 31 likes. Hit that thumbs up button if you guys are pumped up about this news. Please hit that like button, everybody. Let's go. The New York Jets have just made a big-time trade. Let's go. Hit the hell out of that like button, baby. Here, I'm going to make a graphic. We got to get James Robinson on the screen right now. We got to get James Robinson on the screen. We got to make a graphic. Who's down? I am. Let's go, baby. Oh, my goodness. It feels good. Now, this was must-needed, man. This is a must-needed move because Jets fans on Victory Monday today have been not celebrating the dub as much as we usually do because of the injuries to AVT and Breece Hall. And that's understandable because we know how important those two players are to the team. But now, in that same day, Joe Douglas is like, don't worry, I got you. I'm going to make a big move right now, the same exact day, and save you guys from worrying because I got your back. I'm just going to give you 6th round pick that can become a 5th. And call it a day. Call it a freaking day. All right, we got James Robinson on the screen. We got Ali tuning in to give his thoughts, his live thoughts of this, because the Jets just made a big-time trade. Everybody in the chat, let me know your thoughts. The trade was a 6th round pick that could become a 5th round pick. I'll add that on the little thing right here. So the Jets trade for James Robinson. Here, I'll add it. Hold on. The Jets trade a 6th round pick for James Robinson. So listen, it could become a 5th round pick based on some type of compensation. Don't know what that is yet. Hell, let it become a 5th round pick. I can care less. There it is. Jets trade a 6th round pick for James Robinson. All right, here comes Ali. Ali's in the chat. What's good, buddy?
I'm good. How are you, dude?
I'm doing great. You and Jack both broke the news. I sit down. The Knicks game starts. I'm behind the Knicks game. I'm off my phone because I don't want to see the Knicks score because I'm like 5 minutes behind. And then I see Ali texting me. You going live? And my first instinct is, why? Why would I go live? And then right when you said that, I'm like, something happened. And I checked Twitter, and that's when I saw it. And then that's when I scrambled, and here we are.
What a day of emotions.
Oh.
You know, we find out that we're officially done with Breece Hall and then officially done with AVT, which is kind of a shocker. And then we're like, what's going to happen? 8 days until the trade deadline. And we're like, what is Joe Douglas going to do? Is he going to go out and get a player for us? And he did it the day of.
The day of. We didn't have time to make videos and speculate. Joe Douglas, like, I'm not giving Ali any chance to write an article about which running backs the Jets should target. He's like, you know what, Ali? I'm not giving you a chance. And he just does it the day of the Breece Hall injury, man. Or the day after, rather.
That just shows you the trust of this team of how they're like, I want to go to the playoffs this year. They want to go to the playoffs.
Caden says, Richie, do you think Joe Douglas trades for an O-lineman at all? Listen, we also have to realize Max Mitchell is still on the team and George Fant. So even though AVT is down, which is like the biggest blow, it's like just as big, if not bigger, than the Breece Hall injury. Knowing Joe Douglas, anything can happen, man. Because what I was saying before, Ali, when you came on, this is the first time we get to see an aggressive Joe Douglas general manager that's buying at the deadline and not selling, because this is his first time at a trade deadline when we're a winning team and we're not tanking. So first move, James Robinson, who, by the way, had a very good start to the season. I have him in fantasy. And Travis Etienne happens to have a great game, and he's becoming their bell cow. And the Jaguars
It's a
aside,
win-win for me. It's a win-win for me because I had Travis Etienne on my fantasy team, and now he can go off for me every week. So I'm chilling. And now we have James Robinson on our football team. So this is a win-win situation right now.
wow. 24 years old, $600,000 contract for a 6th rounder that is a restricted free agent next year. Hey, Joe Douglas can mess around and say, hey, Robinson, let's bring you back on a cheap contract, and then we'll have Carter, Robinson, and Hall. I mean, I don't want to get ahead of myself. I don't want to think about next year. But I think this was just a very good move, and we're getting to see, like I said, what Joe Douglas really is all about when it comes to assessing this franchise for the long run and for the now. So James Robinson in fantasy, you're getting the start.
It's amazing. It literally is amazing because we were all in our heads the last couple of hours. We were like, okay, Zach Wilson's going to have to throw the ball a lot this week. If we want to beat the Patriots, he's going to have to throw the ball, and we're going to have to somehow win from Zach Wilson's hand. And it's still Zach Wilson's hand, but he has another weapon now. A running back one, and a lot of people view him better than Etienne. So it's a win-win situation for us because, yeah, we love Breece Hall. He's a beast. We're not going to replace him, but he's a good option too, going out and getting James Robinson. And a lot of people wanted Kareem Hunt, and I believe I wanted Kareem Hunt as well, but I'm fine with James Robinson because he's still a young player. He's still pretty damn good football player with the back, and he's not going to get all the workload. Michael Carter is still a running back. So, we're going to get him back into the system, back in the groove with our offense and figure out what works best for us. But with James Robinson coming in, that kind of puts the load on Zach Wilson a little bit, just a little bit, because we thought that if we're going to win the next few games, it's because of Zach Wilson throwing the ball. So thankfully we have another weapon on the running back room.
Yeah, and James Robinson, to go over his stats, I mean, he has 340 rushing yards this year.
Mm-hmm.
He has 3 touchdowns, averaging 4.2 yards per attempt. And he had a 100-yard day against the Chargers. And he started off the season as their guy. Week number 1, he had 11 carries, 66 yards, and a touchdown. Week number 2, 23 carries, 64 yards, and a touchdown. Week 3, 17 carries, 100 yards, and a touchdown. And then, for whatever reason, Travis Etienne kind of started getting more carries, and then he became the secondary option. And then this past game, Etienne got all the touches. He didn't get any touches, and he's actually dealing with some knee soreness. So I hope that knee soreness isn't something to, be concerned about. But what this tells us is that the Jets are not messing around. And people are asking, how does Michael Carter feel? Michael Carter understands what we have to do here. Michael Carter is a veteran on this team that is a high character. And we have someone else tuning in.
Knee soreness, shmee soreness, bro. We're out here. Let's go, man. Hyped.
What's up?
Hyped. How we doing?
What's up, Jack?
What's going on, everybody? Ali. What's up, my man?
How are
Jack's
you?
in the building.
How you feeling?
Good, man. How are you? I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling pretty optimistic.
I thought I was gonna have a depressed night, and then it turned out to be a fun night, so that's good.
Yeah, I was honestly pretty.
We are 5-2, by the way.
Exactly, dude. That's what I was about to say. Like, obviously, I'm bummed about these injuries that we're dealing with, but like, I trust our general manager. I like the depth we have assembled on this team. And this move is just like, a step in the right direction, understanding that here we are at 5-2. And I feel like at this point, it would be a disappointment if we did not make the postseason. I mean, for sure. So we got to be making those moves, man. And it's so awesome that we're in that position. Obviously, today was a tough day, finding out that our two best offensive players, 2 of the best players on the team, period, are not going to play any more football for us this year. That's definitely a punch in the gut. But, I mean, James Robinson, man, an extremely dynamic young player. Obviously, he's had some injury issues. But whatever, man. I just think it's a positive move. It's a great move for the locker room. I think it's just a really good overall job by Joe Douglas, especially for the compensation that we gave up for a player with as high of a ceiling as Robinson does have. And I obviously put it that way because I'm realistic. I'm not saying that James Robinson is going to come here and like, be as effective as Breece Hall was or like, really, really change up the offense, although he will. I'm just saying that I'm happy that, okay, we clearly had running the ball is our identity. Our best runner went down. We got to go out and make a move. And I think Joe Douglas did the only thing he could have done and gotten somebody.
And I told Ali this before. This is the first time we're seeing an aggressive Joe Douglas.
Yeah.
We've only seen a seller, right? The trade deadline, we have players, but we stink. Take them away. We want picks. But now Joe Douglas is the first opportunity as a GM to show us, what do you like as aggressive general manager at the deadline? We need to be a buyer to make a push for the playoffs. And here's his first attack of that. Shout out to Jimmy Caskey with a $5 super chat. He says, how do I donate my ACL? Robinson, Breece, Carter would be the best running back trio in the NFL. No cap. It's a fact. That is true. Unfortunately, Hall's not going to be part of this dynamic of these three unless he gets re-signed this offseason. But listen, man, I love how Joe Douglas does this the day of the injury. Obviously, the injury happened yesterday, but the day we find out that it's officially a goner, he's like, whoop, oh, Jacksonville, haha, we'll give you a 6th round pick, and we'll make it a 5th round pick if he plays for us or something. So absolutely sensational stuff. This is one of those moves that just like kind of adds juice. And as you were saying, Ali, it's a victory Monday. It's the 4th straight victory for this team, but there's just a little subtleness to it that it doesn't feel as satisfying as usual because of the 2 injuries of this team. So this is just a big time move to really get us going as a fan base, and more importantly, get this team back in shape.
Yeah, I mean, I like the approach because you saw the injuries happen and they signed him right away before practices start for this week. So they're hoping that Robinson can be even out there for a little bit for the Jets on Sunday against the Patriots, which is a very big game for this team because you play the Bills afterwards, which is going to be a very tough game. But this is a game that you want to steal. It's a blackout at MetLife, and they want to go in and win this football game against the Patriots. It's a very winnable game, and now it becomes even more of a winnable game. It becomes more a winnable game with a guy in the backfield to help Zach Wilson out because, like I said earlier, it's not all on Zach Wilson anymore because we thought we're going to win through Zach Wilson, but they're going to still use the run game because this offense feeds off of the run game. Obviously, AVT being off the offensive line is not going to help us, but just having those 2 running backs out there just doing what they do and how talented they are will help us move the football against a very, very hard defense in the Patriots. So it's just all around good vibes now again. Finally, after 4 hours, I guess, of torture of the AVT news, now we're back in the groove of, okay, how can we win against the Patriots?
Yeah, I was live what was it, 4 hours ago, and it was just so upsetting. I'm like, yeah, guys, Breece Hall, AVT's done for the year. Like, we're 5-2 though. We're 5-2, and we have literally the most wins in the entire AFC. Tied, like same as the Chiefs, same as the Bills because of their bye week. Oh my God! And this stat just like. It's so beautiful, but pains me at the same time. Breece had 22 mile per hour on the touchdown run. Fastest ball carrier in the NFL that has ever been tracked by Next Gen Stats. Oh, my God.
All right. That's cool. But I almost wish I didn't see that. But Breece, we'll see it next year, bud. We love you. I tweeted out today, we love you, Breece Hall. And it's definitely a horrible L, but I think the potential of a guy like James Robinson, who really hasn't, I think he's been kind of underutilized through his time in Jacksonville, to be honest with you. And I'm excited to see what he can do in this kind of run first offense. Let's give him the ball.
Let's
see
stats.
what he can do. I'm excited.
Touchdown in 3 straight weeks.
I'm down, man.
And then ETN took over. So
listen. I'm down. It's all I can say is that this season has been a ride, has it not? I mean, from highs to lows, back to the high, today back to the low, and now we're kind of back in the middle to high area
because
we're
5-2. We have a reason to be. My guy Wardy's in the chat. He says, check Connor Hughes' description of Robinson. Connor Hughes said, Jets running back James Robinson, that feels weird, described to me as a tough one-cut runner, great at getting downhill. He's perfect in this offense. Jets will use him and Michael Carter as 1-2 punch. Would expect Ty Johnson to get extra opportunities on third downs. Think of the 49ers three-headed attack in 2019 when they went to the Super Bowl. So I pretty much knew all that about James Robinson because I've actually was a big fan of James Robinson when he became that rookie, like that was exploding for the Jaguars. He was an undrafted kid. And I love those stories when you're an undrafted free agent and you go out there and play good immediately. I love that. And the fact that we get him at 24 years old on an expiring contract that's only $600K. I mean, this is the type of move that you absolutely need to make for a 5-2 franchise. If we were like, 3-4 or something like that, then you don't make this move with these injuries. But the fact is, the Jets start off, James Robinson started off his season hot, had 3 straight games with a rushing touchdown, had a game with over 100 yards, and the Jaguars love Travis Etienne. I mean, they drafted that man the first round last year, and James Robinson is going to be a free agent this offseason. So the Jaguars, they're 2-5. They're like, you know what? Let's get as much assets as we could possibly get. I love that they're going to put all in on Etienne being the go-to guy, so it makes sense for the Jaguars and it makes sense for the Jets.
100%.
And it's, yes, John. Shout out John in the chat. It's a restricted free agent as well. So the Jets they do have a chance to bring him back if he stays healthy this year and plays well. Imagine next year with Robinson, Hall, and Carter as the 3 backs, potentially.
I mean, that's what I was thinking as well. I mean, this is a young player that we're talking about here in James Robinson. So who knows what's going to happen down the road, but he could certainly have a future with this team, beyond just what's left of this year. 100%. I mean, who knows what's going to happen. So I'm just hyped on the move. I'm hyped on the move, man. Who knows what's going to happen with the offensive line? AVT is the real. I mean, I'm not disrespecting Breece Hall in any way by saying this, but in terms of the chemistry of the offensive line and the development of Zach Wilson really being able to have time in a clean pocket, I think AVT is the real bummer of the day. Also because no one was really expecting it.
It's an elbow.
Like we kind of like all had that horrible feeling about Breece yesterday based on the reports, and all of a sudden he's on the cart getting off the field, and we kind of all had that feeling, like maybe a little bit of hope, like I did, but we all knew it was going to be bad with Breece. At least a lot of time, but out for the season. But AVT out for the season, like a couple hours later, I was like, dude, are you kidding me? Like I didn't think it could be real. So I think that's the real bummer of the day. And I'm excited to see, what the addition of this young guy Robinson can do for Zach.
This year, by the way, 4th and 1. So this is what James Robinson did earlier this year. 4th and 1. I don't know if it's going to focus, but he's gone. So he's got breakaway speed. He's got that one-cut ability. He averages 4.5 yards per carry in his career with 18 touchdowns in 3 seasons. Not even 3 seasons, 2.5 seasons. So this is a great football player that the Jets just got for an absolute steal.
For a steal, bro. Like this is another elite move by Joe Douglas. If this team wins a Super Bowl, it's because of Joe Douglas, man. Like Joe Douglas, we need to build a statue of that man.
Oh my God, 100%.
Like if this team
we got
wins
a
Super
window.
Bowl,
we gotta
needs to be a gold Joe Douglas statue in Times Square.
Oh my gosh, we got a long way to go. But man, we needed this, Ali. We needed this type of pick me up for this fan base because, like you said, we were down in the gutter as a fan base just because we knew how much AVT and Hall means to this team, and they were the best players on offense so far this year, the most consistent players. AVT was on his way of being the team MVP and all pro. I mean, we know how great they are. And the fact that we lost both of them in the same game just is leaving a sick feeling in our stomachs. And Joe Douglas is like, I got you guys. Relax. I'm going to get us James Robinson, who's a ascending young player in this league. Like, we can't expect this guy to be a Breece Hall. I'm expecting Michael Carter to still be the guy. I think Carter's going to get all the carries over Robinson. But this is just depth. This is because how many times have we seen the formation with both running backs, man. I mean, we need 2 running backs in the system.
And it's like, so you never know who's going to get the ball. It throws the opposing defenses off. So I feel like, yeah, we clearly need that 1-2 punch. That's what's been working for us all year. So to go out and get a guy who can, hopefully be not quite as effective as Breece Hall, because he's just been such a monster. But we'll see, man. My hope is sky high for James Robinson. I
So
always liked him. I think I had him on my fantasy team like 2 years ago
When he was a rookie?
when he did pretty well.
When he was a rookie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when he broke out. I got him.
one of my friends, he's a Jaguars fan, and he texted me right away when that happened, and he's just like, I hate the Jacksonville Jaguars for trading him because they view him as a running back 1 and a top 10 running back in the league. Like, those fans believe he could be a top 10 running back in the league. That's how high of praise they have. But obviously they drafted Travis Etienne for a reason last year so high because they want him to be the feature back there. And obviously now he's kicking into gear. Now they're more open to getting rid of him. But he's still a talented player. He's 24 years old? Like, come on, that's a young ass group of guys that we would have at the running back room if he stays even an extra year. So just having that type of player on the field. But I just hope they use this to open up Zach Wilson as well. Because you see what happened, how bad he looked when Breece Hall went down. Like, he couldn't throw the ball. He was just running around in circles the entire game. They need to get him more comfortable because if for some reason another running back goes down, he needs to know how to throw the ball. Like, he can't be afraid anymore. And they need to just let him loose a little bit. If you want to go win football games, if the Jets want to go to the playoffs, they need to let go of Zach Wilson because if God knows what, if you go to the playoffs, the run game is not going to work the entire game. They're going to have to throw the ball, get the ball moving, and they need to get Zach Wilson prepared now because you're going up against some great defenses. You're going to go against the Patriots defense, the Buffalo's defense. Those are those are the next places that we're going to play against. So it's a good move, but I need Zach Wilson to start throwing the ball a little bit more.
Definitely. I think that's, another concern that's on everybody's mind. And what I said earlier in the stream today with Rich, I think we're really seeing, how meaningful, the offseason really is, especially for a young player. And Zach Wilson really did not get many good reps this offseason in terms of, an actual playing perspective. Whatever he did with his quarterback coach and the all that stuff is cool. But then, not being there for pretty much all of the preseason, not any of the joint practices, obviously the first 3 weeks of the regular season, I think we're seeing that. I think we're seeing the effects of that. And I think that if Zach had, and, obviously this is all speculation, but I think, just based on the fact that the kid is somehow 4-0, which is, such an awesome stat that Zach Wilson's 4-0. But I think if he did have that, that experience going into this year, if he just had those meaningful reps in the offseason that he really missed out on, obviously it is speculation, but we might be seeing a different Zach Wilson out there in terms of, moving the ball down the field through the air. But we'll see, man. I mean, obviously the Elijah Moore thing still pisses me off because we obviously could have used a player like
We need Elijah, bro. We need
you're telling me
back.
you're telling me we couldn't have used Elijah out there running routes yesterday. Like, that pissed me off. If we had lost that game yesterday, I would have been so because obviously I would have been like, oh, Elijah would have gotten a touchdown or something. And who knows if he even would have gotten targeted. But
it is funny because the one game that Elijah has his breakout and he misses time, guess what? Corey Davis goes down with an injury. Breece Hall goes down. And guess what, Elijah? That was the game for you to step up. That was your game for your target. So let's hope that this whole Elijah Moore stuff gets washed away because the Jets are not trading Elijah. And they're going up to him and his agent and say, listen, I'm sorry that you're frustrated with us, but you're not going anywhere. So you're going to have to really get yourself going. And Elijah Moore was with the Jets facility today on Monday. He's going to rejoin the Jets on Wednesday. And Saleh said today that he's expected to be active. And it's really up to Elijah Moore. It's really not – the Jets can't do anything else to resolve the situation. They talk to him. They understand where Elijah stands. And it's really up to Elijah to buy in because he just he's getting looked at as a selfish player. But at the same time, I love what Robert Saleh said today. They don't want to alienate him. They don't want this team to just, push Elijah to the curb, because he is a talented player and he is frustrated and he's a competitor. And obviously you don't want a player to put himself before the team, but as talented as he is, it's a really good test for this young team mixed with veterans and young players to really get Elijah Moore going and give him some confidence and understand that this is a team effort. And I feel like that we'll see if this gets resolved. I mean, this can get uglier before it gets prettier, but we'll see, man. I have no idea what's going to happen with this Elijah Moore situation.
So regarding the comp for the Jaguars, you know how we gave a 6th-round pick, but it could become a 5th-round pick?
Yeah.
So if the running back rushes for 600 yards this season, it'll turn into a 5th-round pick.
This season?
Yeah, and he's
Let's
already
get
at
that to a 5th, baby. We want that to be a 5th.
He's already at 340.
So in total, not with the Jets.
In total, yeah.
So we get is a conditional 6th-round pick. It could become a 5th-round pick if he rushes for 600 total yards. He has 340. So it's a conditional.
It's pretty much a 5th-round pick. Pretty much.
So it's a 5th-round pick.
Unless he does crap and gets hurt.
But yeah, I mean,
we want it to be a 5th. Yeah, that means he's
Yo,
going.
Thursday night football game against the Jaguars is mad special now.
I thought you were gonna say like 1,000 yards.
Yeah, I thought like 600 like with the Jets, but he has 340, so he needs
200.
They should have just said a 5th-round pick, like literally.
Yeah, so it's basically a 5th-round pick, and I'd poop out a 5th-round pick for James Robinson.
That's fine.
100%.
And he's gonna go off on the Jaguars, like you said. That's a Thursday night game, Ali. Hey, it's so
I
cool
might be
because
at that
remember
game. I'm gonna go to that game.
The first 3 games of the season, guys, the Jets were 1-2 and the Jaguars were 2-1. And I remember me and Jack were talking about, like, why are the Jaguars good? Trevor Lawrence is playing good. How come it's never the Jets? Oh, wow, the Jaguars are actually going to be good before the Jets. Now look at us. We're 5-2 and they're 2-5. And we just stole their running back.
Dude, I love it.
I mean, they do have Travis Etienne, so, like, he's a stud.
He looked
He's a stud.
insane yesterday. But you know what? It's all good because how you doing 5-2? This team is winning games, dude. And like winning, like yesterday was like a scrappy game. I obviously know Brett Rippon is we're going against a no-name quarterback, but that Broncos defense is no joke, dude. They were flying around the field all day, making it difficult for our offense all day. And we hung in there. And you know what, dude? If you want to be a young playoff team like we aspire to be and like we currently are, you need to win those tough, gritty games on the road in Denver, dude. I mean, that is such a massive win for this team, no matter how you slice it, man. So I couldn't be any more stoked going into a home game against New England. Obviously, we're going to be missing AVT. We know after the tape of that the Broncos just put out there on us, we know Bill Belichick's going to be sending some heat. That's for sure, especially now that we know AVT is out as well. So if Zach Wilson can get a little time, if we can get James Robinson in there, Michael Carter going, Elijah Moore, where you at, man? This is your chance. Let's see it. Prove yourself.
Elijah Moore, man. Where the hell are you, dude?
This Jets
we need him out there, man. That connection is deadly because what you saw last year from Zach Wilson to Elijah Moore, that connection was there. Yeah, the other guy that Zach Wilson had the most connection with was probably Braxton Berrios, but and Elijah Moore is the guy. He's a talented receiver that we drafted last year that was supposed to be our number 1 wide receiver, but we got Garrett Wilson. But that does not say that we're not giving you targets. You're on the field. We should go talk to him ourselves. Be like, bro, look, you were on the field this many times, more than any wideout. You're just not getting the ball because we're not throwing the ball. Like, how's that hard to understand? Because we have Breece Hall as a running back, huh?
I think I saw something that he's like only 4 targets, or he was at the time. He was only 4 targets away from our most targeted receiver.
Yeah,
which was who? Was it Corey?
Corey,
Garrett.
Probably Corey. Garrett leads the team now with receptions. And listen, man, that's a big thing about this team is the Elijah Moore situation. A lot of stuff has happened the past couple of weeks regarding the Elijah Moore stuff leading up to the game, and then the Jets win, but at what cost? We lose 2 of our best players on offense. Corey Davis could potentially be out. But, man, this is a move that we so desperately needed. We'll keep an eye on to see James Robinson's injury because he does have a knee soreness. So I'm sure the Jets did their research on there and they thought like, okay, maybe that did come into why we got him for so cheap because he does have a knee issue. So let's hope that knee is not an issue and he can either play this Sunday or against the Bills. And then we have a bye week from the rest as well. So listen, man, there's no sugarcoat in this. This is just a great move all around. Low risk, high reward. I mean, what more can you ask? Right?
I love it.
Yeah,
Well
I mean,
said.
me and Ryan actually were talking like 2 hours ago, and because me and him are going to the Patriots game, and we were like, damn, like we lost AVT. I was so psyched to see Brees Hall this week, and we're just like, should we just like sell our tickets or something like that? Like we have like lost the will to go see the team right now because I like it's so sad. And then this news breaks, and now it's like more like, yes, like you can go watch the football team now play and actually win. But man, it's definitely like bittersweet. The win, it was victory Monday. We woke up to the Brees Hall news, then obviously AVT, and now we're all like happy, rejoicing. And
5-2, Ali. Come on.
we're
5-2,
5-2, man.
you should be at that game regardless
That's
on
the
Sunday.
good thing. Even with this signing not happening, we're a 5-2 team. Like the season's not over, even if we didn't sign James Robinson today, because even if you go like 5-5 for the rest of the season and your games, you have a chance for the playoff spot. Even if you go 5-5.
Yeah.
So like anything can happen with this football team, and they're ready to play football. Like literally, this team is ready to play, and they have fight,
playing
and they have
playoff
depth.
championship caliber right now.
100%. And everyone always talked about how much depth we have, how much fight we have, and they're finally showing that. You know, they're showing the depth that they have. Because the offensive line, yeah, it looked kind of shaky, but it wasn't terrible. I've seen worse Jets offensive lines after big injuries. And then you're going to get some guys back. You're going to get George Fant back. You're going to get Mitchell back. So the offensive line will be all right. Like in maybe a week or two. Fant's not coming back this week, maybe against the Bills, or maybe after the bye week. But we're good. Like we're chilling now. But like now we just need to stack more wins. We need to get the wins that we should have. We should beat the Patriots. We need divisional wins. And then hopefully, I mean, Buffalo looks like a, who knows type thing, but like it's probably an L. But this Jets team is ready to play some football and go to the playoffs finally.
I can't even believe that, dude. I'm sitting here like, you can just get like a little mini movie going in your head, like for like minutes at a time, just like a little fantasy. I was just fantasizing Robert Saleh saying your favorite little clip where he's like, all effing day on the sidelines. Just like,
anybody
oh my
watched
God.
the One Jets Drive episode of the last one that came out? They highlighted AVT, the Dolphins, and the Packers game. Right after Zach Wilson had his rushing touchdown against Miami, they cut to Saleh on the sideline, and you guys got to watch. It's like at the 15-minute mark of One Jets Drive. I had to like rewind it and show Jack it. Saleh's just like hyping up his team. Oh, every day, and it's just Saleh's energy, just like, yes, we finally have a head coach. Like, holy crap, it's clicking.
I want this team to win more than like anything in life. Like it's nuts. It's nuts.
It's
man.
overtaken our life.
It really is. It really is. 5-2. And you know what I was just envisioning as well? Because you said we're tied for first place in the conference in terms of most wins. So if we were to win this week and everybody else that's tied with us loses, we'd be first in the conference. That's another little fantasy that was playing out in my head as well, dude. Oh, man.
Oh, my God. So, listen, we'll see how the Patriots look tonight. I know they're playing right now.
They look pretty bad right now. I think they punted like twice already,
Good.
and they haven't done anything.
That's what I like to see, man. Listen, the Jets still have a lot to prove, and they're probably have their biggest 3-game stretch of the season coming up. 3 straight division games. At home against the Patriots, at home against the Bills, our bye week, and then away against the Patriots again. Hey, Richie, what hockey team do you support? Hey, man, appreciate the $5. I'm not the biggest hockey guy, but if there was a hockey team, Ollie's the Rangers. I'm more of an Islanders guy, but like I don't hate the Rangers. Like so, Islanders have always been my team if I rooted for hockey, but not really a big hockey fan. Didn't really grow up with that. I live 5 minutes away from the Coliseum that the Islanders used to play in, so they were always my local team. But I don't hate the Rangers like I hate the Yankees or I hate the Giants or I hate the Nets, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it definitely makes sense.
Appreciate the $5, my friend. It's from Australia, I believe. Thank you, man.
Let's go.
Oh my gosh, man. So let's just break down James Robinson real quick. James Robinson is a young running back that has home run potential like Breece Hall. He's a one-cut back, sees the hole, puts his foot in the ground, explodes through it. He can be a pass catcher, and he's a perfect complement to Breece Hall. And it just feels good because Joe Douglas is also sending a message to the team, to the players in this locker room, that he's going all in. Joe Douglas is seeing an opportunity like, oh, wait a second. We can actually go make the playoffs. I have been a general manager that's been sitting back, retooling this team, and I've been through misery for 2 straight years, and people are questioning my appearance here as a Jets general manager because I might be drafting well, but the results of the wins are not there yet. And now they're 5-2. And Joe Douglas is sending a message to this organization that he is going to do everything he possibly can to build a winner and go all in this season. Go all in for what? The playoffs. This is what it's about. If you can make a playoff berth and you make some noise and you have a competitive game in the wild card and we win, and then we go to the division round and we win, and then we go to the AFC Championship and we lose. Get it? 2010 Jets. But listen, man, I don't know, man. I just feel like this Jets fan base needed this move to happen today. We really did, because we should be feeling ecstatic that it's their 4th straight victory Monday and we're 5-2. Instead, we're upset. We have a right to be upset because of the injuries, because of how good those players are. But Jets fans, we just hit 200 likes flat. This was a great live stream, and we're going to go live again tomorrow morning to really recap everything and go over the film breakdown and all that fun stuff. I got a Knicks game to go watch because I got a report about that as well. So we're probably going to end off the stream here. And Ali, I appreciate you hopping on. I'm happy that you were able to tune in for this one. And it was meant to be, man. So let's go. James Effin Robinson.
Let's go.
Woo!
Go, baby.
All right. So we'll see if he's active Sunday. We'll find that out. Everybody smash that like button on your way out of the stream. We greatly appreciate each and every one of you guys tuning in. Let's go, Jets. Welcome to the squad, James Robinson. Peace out, everybody.
Peace out.